Welcome back to my channel. I'm Joe with Smokin Joe's Pit BBQ. On today's video, I'm going to be cooking up some Texas half chickens on my full-size chud box. Stay tuned. All right, let's start by putting on some good nitrile gloves. These gloves are from Clean Space Project. These are the ones I use here at home and also on my food truck. Not sure which gloves you guys are using, but check out Clean Space on the link below, get yourself a discount, and thank them for sponsoring today's video. All right, so I'm starting with 2 whole chickens, and these are about 6 pounds a piece. And looks like they left quite a bit of the neck on this one, almost the entire neck. So I'm just gonna take that off. Got my poultry shears here. And I also have a sharp knife to cut through the skin. So I used to spatchcock my chickens, but now since we do so many, especially at the food truck, we just cut them right in half, right in the middle of the spine. Just makes it easier. To me, it also stands up better. There we go. All you gotta do is get a sharp knife, cut that breastbone right in the middle, and then split it. You can flip it over or just split it right here, just like that. Now the other thing I like to do is take off this breastplate right here. And the reason I like to take that off is because once the chicken is cooked, oftentimes you get a red color on the chicken itself. Doesn't mean that it's raw, but the customers will assume that the chicken is still raw. So all I do is go in here and cut out that breastplate completely. Sometimes you can just break it off, but this one's gonna be difficult. There you go. See how red that is? Sometimes that will come out and get on the chicken itself, and I don't want that. You want to take off the extra skin. Looks good there. Any of this loose hanging skin on the bottom, take that off. Now one trick right here is spread the skin, and you can actually see where the skin is almost transparent. That's where you want to cut, okay? You want to make sure that you have enough skin on both sides. So that's exactly where I want to be. So I'm just going to take my knife and cut right down the middle. And it's real easy because we've already taken off that breastplate. See that? Oh, missed it a little bit. There we go. And there you go. Nice, clean cut. Really nice and clean on the inside. I'm just going to move these aside and do the exact same thing to this chicken right here. All right, so next, get a couple of paper towels and dry off that skin as much as possible. I'm going to be salt brining these or dry brining these for a few hours before I put them on my chud box, okay? Probably a good 5 hours. That's going to help dry up that skin, draw out the moisture, and help get a nice crispy skin on our chicken as well. Next, flip the chickens over and add enough kosher salt, and also on the top side. So dry brining your chicken this way is really going to draw out a lot of moisture from the chicken itself, but also the chicken's going to get really nicely seasoned with the salt because the salt will penetrate the chicken itself. So I'm just going to place my chickens on this rack right here. I'm going to pop them in my fridge for 5 hours, and we'll see you guys in a bit. Stay tuned. All right, so 5 hours later, just pull the chickens out of the fridge. Got that nice cool air from the fridge. It dried up the skin along with the salt that we added. So now let's season our chickens up. Not sure if you guys can see the bottom of this pan, but look at all that moisture that was released from these chickens. That's what that salt is going to do. It's really going to draw out that moisture, okay? And help dry up the surface. So I'm going to flip the chickens and add a little bit of granulated garlic and some 16 mesh black pepper. I like to really season the bottom or the inside of the chicken really well. Pat that in so it doesn't fall out when you flip it. All right, season up the top. Get the armpit of the chicken, don't forget that. And our 16 mesh black pepper as well. All right, so one last ingredient. I'm gonna add some smoked paprika just to add a little bit of flavor and some nice red color to our chicken. And this smoked paprika is from SPQR. Check out the link below and grab yourself a bottle. This stuff is unlike any other paprika that I've ever used. All right, I'm gonna season up the rest of these chickens and we'll see you guys outside. Stay tuned. All right, so we're outside of my chud box and I've got the coals lit. And by the way, I am using Jealous Devil lump charcoal. This stuff burns extremely hot and I highly recommend it. But I do need a bigger chimney. So if anybody knows where I can get one, Bradley, hook a brother up. Because this chimney is a little small, but I think I have enough coals. Let's drop them in. I'm gonna grab my little poker. I mean, not my little poker, but my little poker. You guys know what I mean. Spread out the coals. So I tossed in a little bit more lump charcoal on top of the lit charcoal, and that should ignite. So let me just slide my grate over. Just wipe my grates down with a piece of aluminum foil. How many of you guys do this on your grills? Leave me a comment down below if you guys do this. I'm gonna shut the lid, set my exhaust about halfway, tighten up that wing nut. I'm gonna let it warm up to about 350 degrees and I'll bring you guys right back. All right, so 20 minutes later and our pit is up to temperature. Again, we're cooking these chickens at 350 degrees, which is really nice and hot. And you wanna cook chickens at 350 degrees. I don't care if it's in an offset, a pellet smoker, or a direct cooker like this. 350 degrees is gonna give you that nice crispy skin on your chicken, okay? So I'm going to place these right there, somewhat in the middle of the grate. All right, I'm gonna shut the lid. We'll come back and check on these chickens in about 30 minutes. Stay tuned. All right, so 30 minutes later, let's check on our chickens. Ooh, man. All right, so I'm just gonna give these a flip. Look at that color. Oh yeah. I'm gonna cook these skin side down for only about 20 minutes. Then I'm gonna come outside and flip them back over. But I do wanna get some color on that skin. Man, these are hot. Make sure you wear some hot gloves. Don't try to be brave like me. So I did have to open the door on the left side to the first notch and the door on the right side to the second notch, just to give me a little bit more air and increase that temperature to 350 degrees. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut the door down so I don't lose too much heat. We're gonna cook these skin side down for 20 minutes and I'll bring you guys right back. All right, so another 20 minutes, total cook time of 50 minutes. Ooh, man. This bad boy is hot. Still running at 350 degrees. Go ahead and flip these chickens back over. Oh my God, look at that color. Ooh, that fat just hit the coals. I think that's gonna happen with every one of these. Yep, there it goes. Man, that color is absolutely amazing. Got a little bit of char on the skin, nice and crispy. All right, let me get an internal temperature here. 138 on the breast, right in between the thigh and the leg. 159, we are rolling perfect. All right, so I'm gonna let the chicken cook for another 20 minutes with the skin side up, and we'll come back and get an internal temperature. Stay tuned. All right, so the chickens are ready and the total cook time was 1 hour and 35 minutes. Now it did hit about 180 on the thigh and about 170 on the breast, which is fantastic. And I did have these resting for about 15-20 minutes, but they are still plenty hot. And look at that color, nice crispy skin as well, really nice color. So I'm gonna separate the thigh from the breast. Look at that, perfect. You can cut the wing off if you want to as well. Let's take a piece of this meat off. It's extremely juicy. Look at that, really nice and hot still. Really nice color on the chicken itself. That leg meat, oh man, this is fantastic. And the aroma that's coming from this chicken is absolutely amazing. Now remember that I didn't wet brine this chicken, just added salt on the surface, dry brined it for a little bit. But look at that, nice and juicy breast as well. Man, let's give this a try. All right, let's give this a try and see how we did. Look at that skin, again, nice and juicy. My favorite part of the chicken is the breast. Here we go. That is really nice and juicy, but the flavor, man, that is so good. You know, the flavor profile is not a smoky flavor, but it's like a really good grill flavor. This is fantastic. I'm gonna try some of that dark meat from the thigh. Here we go. Man, I can't get enough of this chicken skin. It is extremely flavorful, really nice and juicy. I don't think I'll ever cook chicken any other way but direct heat. This is so darn good. Guys, look at the color on that chicken. Look at that, still dripping. But look at that color. Look at the bottom side of it. Man, this is so good, guys. I wish I could share it with you guys, but better yet, get yourself a chud box or any direct cooker and give this a shot. Remember that we use very simple seasonings: salt, pepper, garlic, a little bit of smoked paprika, but I gotta tell you that direct heat style cooking really gives the chicken an amazing flavor. I hope you guys enjoyed this direct heat chicken video. If this is your first time to my channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. Until next time, Joe with Smokin Joe's Pit BBQ. See ya.